What is it within us or within one that urges one to commit the most horrendous, wicked, gravest of crimes? What is it which drives many of us to buckle under the thoughts and the pressures of temptation to commit the most horrendous of crimes? Can we simply blame it all on a scapegoat, i.e. blame the devil, an invisible, unseen, outside of us entity or entities of the universe or ethereal? Or is it simply a chemical imbalance within the mind, within the body, that perhaps affects us in the mind and body because of what we eat or don't eat? Or perhaps what's chemically added to our foods we purchase and therefore consume? Maybe not. Perhaps the problem lays in the childhood environment that we were brought up in, and the traumas that we as a child went through growing up, that we had to endure, leading to major problems or issues in our lives, in our adult lives, that causes us personal flashbacks, memory flashbacks, fears, stress, anxiety, anguish and angry outbursts, self-harm, addictions, leading to committing crimes, even suicide. So what can we do as members of our communities in order to prevent these offenders who commit horrendous, horrific crimes to us, to our family members and our young ones? How can we legally get them out and away from us and keep them away from us in our communities and our loved ones, away from our loved ones? Now ask yourself, if religious, be a Jew, a Christian or a Muslim, ask yourself, what would God, your God, do? Okay? Because in the Old Testament he did say to the Israelites, don't do this, don't do that. If you do, you're under my wrath, you're under my curse, and you'll be put to death for that transgression, that iniquity, that sin. Yet Jesus said something completely different in the New Testament. Basically, if you do this to those certain people, then you might as well just put a millstone around your neck and throw it in the river along with you, following it, because your life just won't be worth living, supposedly. That's what we believe that he was hinting at. That's what we believe he was hinting at. And are the solutions suggested in the Old Testament by God just or too harsh? You can't do that today, right? It's just cruel and inhumane. Some will say, yes, you can do it, you probably could do it. Others will say, no, you can't. Are the solutions suggested by many people today too focused on punishment, banishment, deprivation, permanent life-ruining methods, refusing them housing, employment, etc.? So what do we do? What is the answer? Can you forgive these that have offended you or your family or your children in this way, that cause you child traumas as they're growing up, and all the problems and issues that come from that? When one is caught, charged, punished for their crimes, they often hope to come out after they've served their time and live afresh, only to be hassled by those who are informed of their offences, who on a daily basis remind them of them, threatening their very lives. So we ask, what is the answer? Well, you can stop feeding them the media that they can freely view, continually watch over and over and over again until it becomes their habit, which becomes their addiction, of which they can never ever be free of. You could probably make those habitual sites, those soon-to-be addictions, we have to register. If you're going to watch it, you have to pay for it, something along those lines. This would probably put people off. It would be a blocker, a help, hopefully, to stop these people from making it a habit, and then it becomes an addiction, and then an addiction becomes habitual. They can't get enough of it, and this is why they offend, because they start to fantasize, that they can do this in reality. These people, you know who you are, need to stop. Stay still and think. You know the difference between good and evil, right and wrong. You need to think, stop and think. What are the reasons you do what you do? Why do you continually do it? Ask yourself, admit to yourself in that moment that you have these thoughts before you indulge in them. Entertain yourself in them. Again, could a monetary payment system be created where all of those temptations or tempting habits freely available, i.e. media, etc., hard to resist, you can't help yourself, be registered, be required for you to register to view it, producing authentic ID through a reputable company who doesn't pass, or website who doesn't pass the information on to third parties in exchange for payment, some sort of form of payment. As many say, we don't spam, we don't do this, we don't do that, and they're actually selling your details to another company and making money. And that's why you get these emails saying, buy this, hey, you were looking at this, now buy this, join this. Okay, it should be fully secured, encrypted to protect these said criminals. You could create a place outside of the social structure or your communities. It could be way out of the community area. It could be secured, cameras, etc. They can live, pay for utilities, bills, etc., and live out the rest of their lives in full without constantly being reminded of the crimes that they've done, they've paid for, etc., etc. That is fair, is it not? Generate ideas to solve these gigantic problems. Not just that particular crime, but all crime in general, before they become a horrendous problem. Many will say, have empathy for these people, forgive them for their sins, be kind to them, all this sort of stuff. Not an easy thing to do. You can do that if that's how you are religiously inclined, but remain aware as some do it by mistake, fair enough. Some, knowing it's against the law, still do it, or do it on impulse, and others do it anyway. It's a fantasy, the power of the ideas, the urge is too strong within them. They can't help themselves. They can't stop themselves. Here's a suggestion. Create communities where these people are re-educated. We have another potential method as well. We aren't well practiced in it, but it could be the answer. Teach potential victims at a very early young age what to be aware of, i.e. children, young people, with a parent's consent, if that's not your child, but they're visiting you or whatever, or when they come to you and confide in you, as they totally trust you, they talk to you, kids talk to you, right? And they say, hey, this happened to me and I don't like it. Take notice, stop listening, evaluate it, see if they actually are going through that or it's just an imagination. Most of them are telling you that because it's actually happening. Don't go, you're just living in a fantasy world. Get out of here. Some at a young age are curious and touch inappropriately what they shouldn't touch. Therefore, you should be guiding them gently, scolding them, perhaps, but not beating the hell out of them, to not do what they do out of curiosity, for obvious reasons. Like, this has happened, we know of to different people. They were curious, oh, what's that? Okay, so they had a cop and feel, and they were told, hey, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that, kid, because the adults who just don't have the brains to do what we just didn't tell you not to do it. Okay, so you got to watch out for these kind of people. So you teach them, you guide them, right? Believe what they say verbally until proven false, i.e. any claim statements they verbalize or verbalizations made you by those young victims immediately. Don't brush it off and say, oh, you're watching too much TV. Okay? It's very important that you don't do that. It's serious. If it's coming out of their mouth, it's either the truth or it's a lie. But take it very seriously until it's proven true, and that person's dealt with, or they admit to lying to get attention or whatever. Sometimes people do that, kids do that. These crimes are crimes, no matter how innocent they appear. Take them seriously. Don't brush it off as their silly information that we're watching too much TV or fantasies, having fantasies. Deliberate rules broken by visitors. You've set these rules when they come to your house and they visit. When they break your rules deliberately, you see visually that they're breaking it, right? They must be enforced, even if that person tries to be a tough guy, right? Tries to muscle you out of their way in order to do it, pushing you aside, sneering, scoffing at you in order to do it. Put a trespassing order on them to stop them coming back onto your property, trying to repeat offensively. We saw a guy doing something offensive, so we pulled him up on it and said, well, you better leave. We don't like that here. Don't even bring it on the property. Remember, your home is your castle. This is an old English saying. An Englishman's home is his castle. We know because we had English parents, stepfather, right? Your home is your castle. Protect it. Protect it by all means. Secure it. Your community is your base. Defend it against the criminal-minded, these thugs, bugs that try to do all these things like break into your house, break into your property, steal whatever you have. These drug growers, these sellers, these buyers, these peddlers, pushers, thieves, trespassers, perverts, etc. Do not be afraid. Have no fear. Never be afraid, or let them put you in fear, because that's how they work, off your fear, right? They'll walk all over you. Report all anonymously. Strive to be anonymous if you can. Learn how to do that. People trying to overthrow you will do so if they sense fear in you. And don't take that intimidation. Stand your ground. Fight for your rights. Fight for your livelihood. Protect it. Protect your household, your family, the ones that you love. If you are one of these that are criminal-minded, thugs, thieves, etc., and you've done so much to people and you're totally regretting it, look to the scriptures. Jesus may be your answer. A problem is something that you manage. A habit and addiction is something that you manage while looking for a cure. And we're asking, because this came across our mind, could hypnotism fix these problems by reprogramming that person's mind? Re-educating and reprogramming that person's mind. We are stressing mind reprogramming because educating them may not actually work. If it doesn't work, well, then obviously it doesn't work. But mind reprogramming, i.e. not so much MK Ultra or anything like that, but that sort of hypnotism, mind reprogramming could be an answer. take note though, the right answer, the right solution can often be the problem. It seems right, it feels right, but it could be a problem. Just be aware of that. For kids, you keep on telling until you are heard. You tell your mum and dad, hey, this is going on, and keep telling them until you are heard, listened to, paid attention to, and they take you seriously. Because if that adult, your parent, your foster parent, etc., really loves you, they have to do something. They have to do something legally about it. Yeah, they have to inform a policeman or someone like that. Parents, this is for you. When kids tell you, this is going on, that's going on, Uncle Jimmy's doing this, or so-and-so is doing this to me and I don't like it. Parents, do something legally about it. Don't get a bat and smack the guy over the head with it, or saw him in half. Okay, do something legally. Probably put him in a submission hold if you're into Aikido or Judo or something. Parents, teach your children well. There's that song, I think it's by Crosby, Stills and Nash. We'll leave it as an end screen video. Pretty sure that's that. It says teach your parents, teach your children well. Teach them, your children, from the time they are receptive, when they pay attention and listen to your instructions. Let's say 1 or 2 till before they become a teenager, right? Parents, it's your fault if you don't teach the kid at that early stage or age the signs, the warnings, and the no's. No, that's bad, back off. No, if you do that, I'll tell my mum. No, that's not nice, back that hell away from me. Or tell my mum or tell my dad. Okay. We suggest you watch the documentary Untouchable right now at Tubi Movies to fully understand the criminal problems, these criminals and their problems, and what other people have experienced and what they've suggested negatively to do, and also what they've suggested positively to do, and what works and positively and negatively. Have a look at it. It's a great documentary. And if you like this video, subscribe to our channel right now, give us a like, add your comments, then share this video, and tell all you know and love about the documentary Untouchable at Tubi. It's free to watch. Don't have to sign up for anything. That they as parents must watch and learn. They must absorb it and learn it and put it into practice. Thank you for taking the time to watch this, our latest video upload. We have to do something. There must be a better way for our communities, the safety of our families, our children, etc. We must find that way. We must create that way.